Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring, and today is Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Hey, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to share a day trade that I made with you today on Intel, INTC, on the 5-minute. If you've been watching these videos, you've heard me talk a lot about V1s, V2s, and in today's case, higher low V1s, V2s. And let me run you through exactly what a higher low V1 or V2 is. Take a look at the two green lines here, the top green line and the bottom green line. Anywhere within these two green lines is considered the value zone. And in general, I like to buy in the value zone and sell above the value zone, or buy below the value zone and sell in the value zone. What I don't want to do is buy above the value zone. This is where a lot of retail traders run into problems because, when you buy something, you want to buy it at least at a valuable price, right? And then sell it when it's above value. But I don't want to buy above value and then get stopped out when I'm back into value. So that's just one of the rules that I use. But this is called a higher low V2 in the value zone. And again, top green line, bottom green line. First requirement is that we need in the past to close below the bottom green line. So we close below the value zone. Then we need to rally into the value zone, and then we need a pullback, and then I need some kind of V1 or a V2. This is a V2, bar 1, bar 2, bar 3. Bar 2 goes below bar 1's low. Bar 3 closes above bar 1's close. This is called a V2. And if you'd like to learn more about V1s, V2s, I think I have about a 45 or 50-minute video in my YouTube channel in my lessons playlist. Check out that video. You'll learn a lot because I use V1s and V2s for many, many things. But the reason this is called a higher low V2 is because when we closed below the value zone and then went in the value zone and then pulled back, and we pulled back, and then we triggered the V2, do you see how this low is higher than the previous low? So it's called a return to value because it returned to value and then triggered a V1 or a V2. And in addition to that, do you see, I'm going to do a completely separate video on this lesson, but I'll just point it out here. Do you see how this bar is red and this bar is green? When things go from red to green, it's a good sign there's some bigger moves to come. A lot of times you might go from red to blue, like we do here. That doesn't mean as much, but when you go from red to green, that's a lot stronger. So that was the confluence of this of why I took the trade. We closed below the value zone, we rallied into the value zone, we pulled back, we created a higher low V2, and like I just said, we went from a red bar to a green bar. And I'll do a whole video on this sometime this week of what's going on there and making that happen. So that was the entry. I entered here at 30.88. Usually on my day trades, I will set a stop loss and a profit target. It may be a 1 ATR stop loss, a 2 ATR profit target. In this case, I placed a 2 ATR profit target and a 4 ATR profit target. Did I say that right? 2 ATR stop loss and a 4 ATR profit target. You want to have your reward be more than your risk. So if I'm risking a 1 ATR to make 2 ATRs, that makes sense. In this case, I'm risking 2 ATRs to make 4 ATRs. It shouldn't be 1-to-1. It should be 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1. People have different approaches to that, but I like 2-to-1. So I got long here, 30.88. My stop on a V1 or a V2 is halfway of the washout bar. My intra-bar stop. Down here, the 2 ATR is my emergency stop. Generally, I'll only hit this about 5% of the time. 95% of the time, if I take a loss, it will be because we closed below halfway of that washout bar, and it would be a much, much smaller loss. But nonetheless, enter end of bar stop, 2 ATR emergency stop, and then the 4 ATR profit target, and which I did hit here, luckily. And you might say, well, what happens if you come to the end of the day and you haven't hit, you haven't hit any of these profit targets or stop losses? When that happens, I just go ahead and get out. But I risked 10 cents to the downside maximum to make 20 cents, but it was a really nice trade, and you know, it was in the money pretty soon. It took 15 minutes. We held halfway of this big up bar. I discussed that yesterday. A lot of times when you have a big up bar, a lot of times you'll come back and test halfway of that bar. Look at that, almost to the penny before it went ahead and took off. And then the last kind of surge bar at the end of the day got me out of the trade. But it was a really good trade. Higher low, V2, good, very good risk to reward ratio. My end of bar stop was very, very close. Again, my 2 ATR stop was down here 10 cents, but it didn't even get close to that, and it worked out really great. So anyway, I hope you found this interesting. If you'd like to learn more about my trading, I have a podcast on the weekend called Gossett Trading and Mentoring Weekend Review. It's on YouTube. In that, I go through all the trades that I made, my swing trades on the daily time frame and the weekly time frame. I talk about when I got in, why I got in, what was the strategy, or what were the confluences of signals that got me into the trade. And then most importantly, I discuss how I manage the trade, whether it's going for me or against me. I think you'll learn a lot if you come and check it out. So it's every Saturday. And so I hope this was helpful. If it was, if you could hit the thumbs up button before checking out of here and getting on with your day, I would really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.
Required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.